What's up, boys? It's Nick from Team Table 501 here. I'm King of the Scrubs, and today I'm going to bring you my updated Domain Monarch deck profile that I promised you guys last week after I made top 32 at the Garden City Regional playing this deck. This deck is degenerate. This deck is not fun. It makes your opponent want to go jump off a bridge and kill themselves. So, let's show you the suicide-inducing deck that I have today. It's a few cards different than my Garden City build, but because of the new format and because of the new decks dominating the format, the deck needs to be changed a little bit. So let's run through the deck profile. 1 Aether, she's still the best card in the deck, by far. She is broken. Absolutely fucking broken. Triple Erebus, he's the boss monster now. He's the non-targeting removal. He's how you can recure your sources in the mid to late game. He gets Monarchs back during your opponent's turn, so that you don't have to do it during your turn to get DD Crowed, because fuck DD Crow. Or Lancia, I guess, whatever, it doesn't matter. Point is, fuck hand traps. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore, I'm fucking high. 1 Thessalos, this card sucks. It's just to get the domain outside of your opponent's hand, so 2 Kraz, because 3 sucks. 3 Vanity's Fiend, Win Button, and Majesty's Fiend. I cut this card originally, and then I kept having brick hands of Vanity's Fiend Tenacity, so I'm trying to change that with Majesty's Fiend. And there are some boards where you can have Vanity's Fiend and Majesty's Fiend, and your opponent literally just can't play, because they can't activate their monster effects, and they can't special summon, so these cards are good. 11 Monarchs. Onto the Squires, 3 Edia, 3 Eidos. I cut Eidos down to 2 for the longest time, but every time that one of these got DD Crowed, having 1 Eidos in the deck, if I would draw it, it would just make Edia super dead. So I always want to have one in my deck so that I can continue the Edia Eidos chain. And then 3 Red Layers. I said I picked up 3 Red Layers at the regional, so this card helps you with return, and it also can domain lock somebody because it has 2,000 attack. Very few decks can get over that. That's it for monsters. On to spells. 3 Win Button, 3 card to search your win button, and 3 card to facilitate your win button. Because we're trying to get them easy wins, boys. We ain't here with that skill. 1 Pantheism and 1 Stormforth. These cards are broken. March is another win button because it can protect your Monarchs. And the Frost Blast for your Game 1 back row hate. Rhoda and 1 from 1. These are extra copies of Edia. Upstart Goblin, because you're playing a 39 card deck, and Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial can actually unbrick your hand. Say you have like a Prime in your hand and an Erebus and a Foolish. You Foolish the Erebus, and then you can discard Prime to get Erebus back, and then say you have an Edia or like a Domain plus Red Layer, and then all of a sudden you have that Erebus onto the board, and you haven't had to waste many resources to do it. That's it for the spells. How many spells am I playing? Because 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Playing 17 spells? Okay. 17 spells, 3 traps, 20 monsters. Obviously. And then the 3 traps for Prime, because this is the best Monarch trap, obviously. If you're not playing 3 of this card, you're doing it wrong. Yes, I'm aware Imperial Order is back. That's why the side deck is designed to beat Imperial Order. Let's run through the side deck. 1 copy of Max C. This is weird, I know. I decided not to main deck it because A, it bricks you going first, and B, it's only good going second, so I want to have a card in my side deck designed for going second. However, Artifact Lancia is good going first or second, because if your opponent is trying to do cheeky shenanigans or playing tier -50, you can use Lancia to stop them. Double Jinzo for Paleo. And then I'm siding a Mega Mobius and a Mega Zaborg. Alright, so I'll talk about these cards real quick. Mobius pops back row, so it's great in the Paleo matchup, and it's a water monster. And so I'm siding Soul Exchange. So here's how this works. You Soul Exchange, you say you target Opavinia, right? You activate Domain, and you make this level 6. You summon the Domain, or you summon Mobius, tributing their Opavinia, and because you tributed a water monster for his summon, they can't chain anything. You just nuke 3 back row, and they can't chain. Because usually when you summon this against Paleo, they'll just flip it, summon their monsters, and then you've done nothing. But if you do it with these 2 cards, you just wreck them. So that's why I'm siding these. Paleo Hate, and Zaborg is for anything going first that needs extra deck. So, and they're both Monarchs, so you can reveal them off Tenacity, you can search them with Return, and you can get them back with Erebus, so they have utility. 2 Dark Hole for any time you're going second. 3 Soul Exchange, this is mostly for the Paleo matchup, because that's the only matchup where you really need this card. Other rogue decks like Heroes, that's really good against. This is really good against it because then you can just tribute the Dark Law, or you can bait the Toad, because Toad just fucking shits on you. If they can summon a Toad and get either the dupe lock on you, or they can just summon a swap frog and dump whatever they want to the grave so they have rank 2 access to you next turn. That will shit on your day. So you really need a card like this to say no. And then because I'm poor, 3 copies of MST. You really need to not have your opponent flip Imperial Order, Anti-Spell Fragrance, or any of those floodgates that say you can't play the game. Because you're trying to say your opponent can't play the game. You don't want your opponent saying you can't play the game because you're playing a deck like this. So, you need to have some form of spell and trap disruption in the side deck. This is only for decks like Zodiac and for decks like Infernoid that can play Anti-Spell Fragrance and Imperial Order and not really care. Because you have Jinzo and you have Mega Mobius to deal with Paleozoic. I usually like siding 1 in against Paleozoic, because there are sometimes where they open a bunch of monsters and they only set 1 against you. You can just snipe it, instead of having to waste your Mobius on only 1 back row. So, that was probably really quick. Yeah. There's nothing really much to say. Like, yeah, that's Monarchs for you. So I'll spend a little bit of time talking about possible tech cards that you can play in this deck. You can play Gofu. Gofu is a card that if you're maxing out on Karaz, Gofu plus Karaz. If you have Gofu or Karaz return, it's just insane. Like, not only do you get to search Aether, you get to draw 2 cards. And you do have to pop return, though, because you want to have a Monarch spell and trap for you so you can activate Aether's effect, because you had to use your Null Summon on the Karaz, unless you have an Edia or Eidos to extend your plays. So, but if you have Gofu Karaz return, it's just insane. You can do that, but I found that to be way too inconsistent. You can play Caius the Mega Monarch. I just don't think he's very good right now, because there's not a lot of Dark Monsters running around, so. What other tech cards could you play in the deck? Darkson Morg, because... oh, excuse me. The Monarchs say a monster between 24 and 28. So because Darkson Morg has 2,700 attack and 1,000 defense, you can actually summon it off Aether, search it off for return, and reveal it with Tenacity. So, and because it says your opponent can't set cards, so like at the start of their main phase 1, you activate Aether's effect from your hand. If you've searched it off return, or if you opened it, you summon Darkson Morg, and then your opponent can't set cards. So your Paleozoic opponent just can't set spells, and they can't set traps, so they can't do shit. The best they can do is make a rank 2, and if you domain lock them, then they literally cannot play the game. It's beautiful. It's moi. It's perfect. What else? You can play DD Crow in the side deck, Ghost Ogre in the side deck, Cosmic Cyclone. Just generically good staple cards on the side deck. Again, I'm poor, so I'm going with what I have here. You can main deck the Maxi if you want to. I just think Maxi is a side deck card. I honestly think Maxi will stay a side deck card now that it's at 1. But because it's at 1, if you want to, you can cut like a red layer. But here's my theory behind the deck. I'm playing 11 Monarchs. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm playing 11 Monarchs, and I'm playing 9 Squires plus Rhoda and 1 for 1. So I have 11 Monarchs and 11 ways to tribute for them. The way that I play Monarchs is, for every monster that I tribute summon, I want to have a way to facilitate a tribute summon. So I don't like players who are playing like 6 Squires or 7 Squires and playing like 12 Monarchs. Like, that just makes you brick even more than you already do with this deck. Because the problem with this deck is it will never be the greatest deck in the game because of its ceiling. You're stuck at the normal summon. You're not at the level of Zodiac, and you're not at the level of Inferno that can do 25 special summons in a turn, or a deck like Dark Synchro that can they can special summon more than 50 times. You know, we're not at a level of there. So we're trying to slow the game down and bring opponents down to our pace, where we're literally normal summoning 1 monster a turn and passing. Like, we're trying to go back to 2005. But anyway, that's something that I just do. It's not something that you have to do. But it's just, when I deck build, I like to have a certain number of cards that are my win conditions, and I like to have a certain number of cards that facilitate my win conditions. So, but that's enough of my rambling. I know you guys don't care about my opinion at all, but whatever. There's the deck list. It will definitely change once Maximum Crisis comes out. We get the Credit Plant cards. We get Zark. Are we getting Zark in that? I don't know. It's just the 2 Credit Plant cards, the really broken ones, the Scorpio and Cobra. Those ones are broken. that is really going to change how we play the deck, because Nationals isn't until July, so Maximum Crisis will be legal, so I'll have time to adapt to the format. But from now until Maximum Crisis, this is the Monarch build I will be playtesting. My name on Dueling Book is the Cynical American. If any of you guys want to hang out with me and playtest, I will gladly be open to do that. But anyway, this is Team Table 501. I'm King of the Scrubs. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.